Okay guys, we're going to get started. Guidance has a part to share with you. I just want to go over important dates. So we only have about 3 weeks left, if that. Just make sure that you're checking all your fees. So if you look at the packet I handed out, look on the front page. Everything is typed up for you. You can find this information also on the Class of 2018 webpage. And you can find some of this information on the student announcement pages in a Google form that Mrs. Tatonis runs. But if you look at number one, the main thing you have to do is make sure that all of your fees are paid. Your fees include senior fee of $20. It could be anything from technology fees, athletic fees, lunch fees, Lakeland fee if you didn't pass a class or you dropped one. Make sure to come and pay Mrs. Tatonis with that. You can also go on Infinite Campus and pay it online. But those have to be paid before I can officially allow you to walk down the aisle, okay? If you're having trouble with those fees, please come see myself, Mrs. Tatonis, Mr. Porcello, and let us know about it. Number two, yearbooks. If you ordered a yearbook, they are going to be in and ready at the senior breakfast, and that's when they'll be passed out. Mrs. Hunter will be there and pass those out. Cap and gowns. Okay, I still have some people who have not ordered cap and gowns. You can still visit the Jostens website. It's probably better at this point, though, that you come and see me and we get that ordered. You would have to just give me your height, weight, and your name and an email address, and you would have to pay at the rehearsal when we have to pass them out. Everyone will receive their cap and gown at rehearsal. So even if you placed an order with Jostens, some stuff might get shipped home. Invitations will be coming in shortly at the end of the month, and I'll get those passed out. But I hold your cap and gown until rehearsal. You also, inside your cap and gown packets, will receive 10 tickets to graduation. I do have some extra tickets. If you want to get extra tickets, you need to come and see me or email me, and I will put you on the list. 3 to 4 is a reasonable amount to ask for. I will try and get everybody all the tickets that they need, but I have to ensure that everybody has an opportunity to have them. So if you need more than 10, let me know. Also, handicap seating, any kind of special seating, you need to let me know in advance, and I reserve that seating prior to them arriving at graduation. Okay, so come and see me. I'll put you on a list and make sure that's all taken care of. Commencement is on May 20th at 2:30. If you look at number 4, all students are asked to be there by 1:30 at the latest. Make sure you bring your cap and gown and don't forget your tassel. Every year someone forgets a tassel. Make sure you have taken your cap and gown out of the package prior to coming and iron it. It has all the little squares that are being folded, so you want to make sure you get that ironed before you show up there. And then that's all the information I have about important things you have to do prior to. If you look down at the important dates, we have a few before we graduate. On Friday, April 27th is senior signing day. They ask that you wear your college gear. You get to come in here in the Goodwin, and they do a little run through, and you get to sign. On May 11th, Friday, is your senior's last day. You guys will come in and have first and second block. You'll have your final exams, and then you'll head directly to the Goodwin Theater. In there, you will do passing of the gavel. You'll have your senior video. I will not be in here at the time. Mr. Porcello runs that. I head down and get ready for the senior picnic. So when you're all wrapped up with all of that around noon and you have your final clap out, then you will come, if you would like, it's not mandatory, but we have the senior picnic all set up, okay? I have directions here on how to get there. It's at Lakeshore Reservation, Shady Side, same place that we had it last year, if anybody talked to those that graduated last year. You go down Antioch Road, make a right, it's a nice place. I will bring the cornhole boards that are at the outside of the senior lunch area. Anything else you're welcome to bring. If you want to bring anything besides what I'm providing, hot dogs to put on the grill, I'll be glad to cook it for you. Then we have Thursday, May 17th. That is our breakfast. Be aware that that date has changed from Friday the 18th. The 18th was the day dedicated for seniors to get the discounted Cedar Point tickets. At this point, I have only sold 10 tickets. Today is the last day I can sell them. So if you have $39, you want a ticket. If not, these people will be getting their money back because I don't even have enough to purchase discounted tickets at this point. So you must see me today and make arrangements with me today. I can meet up with you throughout the weekend, but by Monday I have to be shipping in the money. So let me know if that's something you want to do. If you look under for our senior breakfast, I have it laid out, everything we're going to do that day. So at 8 a.m. sharp, you're asked to be at senior breakfast. That is a mandatory event. Every senior must be there. By 9 o'clock, we're heading into the Goodwin for awards and scholarships. And then we go on a little parade through the middle school and elementary. The kids love to see you guys and wish you well. And by 10 o'clock, we'll be taking our senior picture. I'm assuming we're going to do it on the playground in the elementary. I haven't heard otherwise, so if anybody else wants to suggest another location, that would be fine. It has to be right here on campus, though. And then by 10:30, we're heading in for commencement practice. Okay? And by noon, we should be done with everything, and then you're free to go. And then we'll see you on May 20th for graduation. Anybody have any questions?
The AP stats test is that exact same day at 11.
What day?
The 17th, the day of all the rehearsal and stuff.
Mr. Purcello, from what I understand, checked into all of the AP testing multiple times. You may have outdated information.
No, right.
I'm not sure. We checked and double checked when we switched that date. And
so what are we supposed to do? You do the AP test.
you have to do the AP test. Come and see me. I'll come and see me, and we'll work something out. How many people does that affect?
Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
Hey guys, hold up a second. I can't hear her.
If AP testing is always in the gym, if the medicine's in the gym, then what is it in the gym?
I know that he moved it because he felt like that would be coming in the afternoon or something, that it wouldn't conflict with our time of the practice. I'll have to get with him and I'll post something on the page. I'm not sure where they moved it to, but they did move it.
We'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll let you know. To be determined. That's something I don't take care of, baby testing. Any other questions about graduation stuff? Okay, one more thing I wanted to share before guidance takes over. Mrs. Soder wanted to make sure I reminded you about your life, your choice. She said that she can continue to accept permission slips through Monday, but after Monday, you won't be able to take the trip on Tuesday with them. She said that to remind you that it is something every senior should see. It's families there that are actually impacted by drunk driving. It's a very impactful time, and she would like to see all seniors come. So if you have any information, you can go and turn in, get permission slips from the office or Mrs. Soder.
It looks like you guys will be taking the AP stats test in room 153. You're going to get a letter next week for those of you that it affects, and it'll outline all the details. I think with the timing of the rehearsal, you'll still be able to hopefully make the rehearsal and then go to the stats test. I mean, the AP test is obviously the priority. That you have to go to, but they're trying to do the timing of the rehearsal so that you can do all of it. So you'll get a letter, those of you in AP stats, you'll get a letter outlining everything next week. So don't worry, okay? But you should be able to go right from the rehearsal to the AP test.
Okay.
All right, ignore what's on the screen for the moment. We're going to review 3 things with you before you guys leave. One is senior signing day, the other is a senior survey, and the third is something that Mrs. Cook from, what is the item that you wanted to review? From the Perry alumni. So 3 things before you leave. Okay, let's talk about senior signing day first. If you did not pick up a packet when you came in, please get one, because we need something from you today before you leave. Before you leave, please fill out this green little form. And it's asking you, what's your plan after high school? Which college have you chosen to attend? If you're going into the military, which branch? If you plan to work full-time, where do you think you'd like to work, or in what field is your hope that you'll find a job in? So what's your plan? Many of you have noticed that there's a bulletin board that hangs like as you walk down the hallway before you get to the cafeteria, and it has last year's seniors on there. And they're holding a certificate, and their certificate gives the name of the college that they're attending, or where they're working, or what military branch they're in right now. And it's just, you're a role model for the kids that walk down that hallway throughout the next year. You will also get a copy of the picture that we take of you. So senior signing day is next Friday, and parents do not need to attend, although they're welcome to come in if they'd like. But it truly is just you signing a certificate that we give you, and we take your picture. We would like you, if you look at the page in your packet that says seniors, April 27th, that explains it all. We would like you to dress in your college gear, or to dress, if you're going into the workforce, maybe what you would wear in the workforce, just something nice, or if you're in the military, something that shows something that represents the military. So come on in, we'll take your picture, it'll take you 2 minutes. But in order for us to prepare all those certificates, you need to do your part and give us that green form before you leave, okay? So if you need to share pencils or pens, make sure either give it to one of us or put it on the tables that, flank the sides of the theater. Any questions on senior signing day? Okay, next. The next thing is we want to talk about your senior graduation survey. Now, raise your hand if you've attended commencement. Okay, so you've seen this before. A lot of you have. What happens is you will, they'll call your name, and Mrs. Gigante will be reading, and she'll read your name, and she'll say, for example, Jane Marie Smith is the daughter of Susan and Mark Smith. While at Perry, Jane was a member of drill team, swim team, robotics team. She has accepted the Perry Pirates Booster Club Scholarship, and after high school, Jane will attend Cleveland State University, where she will major in nursing. Where do we get all that information? From you. So that's why it's important that you follow the guideline here in your packet that's titled Senior Graduation Survey. You're going to input this information into Naviance. And Mrs. Gigante, if you want to show, you can show them where it's located in Naviance.
Right, so you guys are going to log into Naviance. You should have a little everyone should have this senior graduation survey paper that guides you to it. If you have the Chromebooks, you would be able to go with it right now. When you go into Naviance, you'll log in. You'll go to the Family Connection tab. Okay? Do you see this? Okay, so you would click on the Family Connection tab, and when you do that, you'll go to the About Me at the top, and it'll say on the left-hand side, 2018 Senior Graduation Questionnaire. And when you click on it, this is what you'll fill out. And you can do it now if you want. The sooner the better. But you might also want to have a parent help you with it too, to make sure that you're putting it the way they want as well.
Very good point, because your parents' names are going to be announced. So what do you do about steps? What do you do about different situations? That's why talk to your parents when you fill this out. There's also a couple questions on here that you may be thinking, what? That's none of your business. Like, for example, what colleges have you applied to? Did you get in? Did you not get in? Were you waitlisted? Why is that our business? Well, we will not divulge that information. The only reason we use that information, it gets connected to Naviance, and we end up with some historical data. So when students look up a college, let's say, I don't know, University of Chicago, and they can click on historical data and find out, okay, how many Perry students actually got accepted into the University of Chicago. Your name will never show up, but it's just data that it helps, future classes kind of get an idea of how difficult it is or how easy it is to get into a college. There's a couple of things like that. The other one is, how much scholarship money have you been offered? And that's another one that you think, you know what, that's my business. And certainly it is your business. But that number, we will not use your name at all. We use that number we have to, at the end of the year, indicate, and we have to send it to multiple sources, how much money our senior class of 2018 has earned in scholarships. So that's where we get the information. And so sometimes it looks like, our seniors hardly earned any money in scholarships because people don't report it. The only way we know is if you report it. Again, your name is never ever attached to it. We announce it at graduation, just in a dollar amount, and then we also have to send reports with that scholarship figure. So we're not being nosy. We use it for historical data, and your name is not attached. Okay.
So you'll just go through that, and like I said, you could go ahead and maybe just look it over, but it might be best to fill it out with the help of a parent to make sure you're entering names the way they want, and then just make sure that you have it completed by May 4th, and we will probably bug you if you don't. Yeah, we will, because we have to. It's everything that'll go in the program for graduation and what we say. So we can't read your name and everything about you if we don't have this information. Do you have any questions about the survey? It's pretty, especially the part about your names and your parents' name. It's pretty simple. But, any questions?
There's one more survey that they're asking you to fill out. This is the Perry Alumni Association. Her email is not correct, so I will get her to fix that. But it won't stop you from being able to fill this out. This survey was shared with you, and you can see a little sticker at the top on the front page that I gave you because they shared this with me this morning. But you can go and find this survey on the student announcement page in Google Docs or your class of 2018 link. All they're asking you to do is provide information so that for reunion purposes, and in this, you may not be thinking about this now, but down the road, you might have wished you had filled this out so that people can get in contact with you and invite you to the reunions and things. So it's just to stay in contact with your roommates. It's not mandatory, but they do ask that you fill it out so that they can keep in contact with you. That's it. That's all we have. When they said that their deadline was May 4th, guys, remember that they are printing the information that you share into a booklet. So Mrs. Tatonis really needs you to wrap stuff up by May 4th so that she can go ahead and print her book that we hand out at graduation.